Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Karen Whiting. You can find me at KarenWhiting.com, Karen with a K. And today I'm going to be making something with barley flour. And that's just going to be some flatbread, whether it's a little bit thicker or a little bit thin, and easily broken apart. When it first comes out, it's soft enough to kind of wrap around ham and roll it up. But this barley flour is still the fourth produced grain in the world, behind wheat, corn, and rice. And barley, is very well known from biblical times, particularly the story of the little boy who gave Jesus 5 loaves of barley, or 5 cakes of barley, that he used to feed 5,000 people. And barley is considered to be very healthy. Boiled, it's actually put on skin to take care of skin boils. And one of the recent discoveries is of all the things you can take for imaging, machinery and medicine to see what's happening in the throat and the gastrointestinal tract, barley is the best, roasted barley. But it's high in fiber, which is always good, a little bit slower to empty out of the stomach than a lot of other grains, and therefore it helps in diet for people who want to lose weight because they feel more full longer. It's used to make bread, beer, and teas. It was the staple of food of the poor in ancient times and the food that they could cook quicker. You saw Ruth harvesting barley and gleaning it in the time of Boaz in the Old Testament after a famine. And you just see it throughout the Bible. They're using that. So that's a good thing for people still. We don't use it as much because most people consider wheat to have more flavor than the barley. Barley was, of course, also used to feed horses, certainly before the time that they knew about oats, and is still good fodder for animals. And I'm going to take one round flatbread that I have rolled out and put it on to start cooking on my little grill here. But all I have a half a cup of my barley flour here, and I'm going to add in a quarter of a cup of water and a half tablespoon of honey and a quarter teaspoon of salt, which I really should add my salt into the flour before I add in the liquids. And this is going to be a very sticky dough. I'm going to knead it a little bit. And in fact, I'm going to take my flour wand, which my flour wand turns so that there's a sifting side of it. Looks like a scoop until then. And put some flour into that so that I can put my flour down a little more evenly here in order to knead that onto there. I'll probably need more than that just because it is so sticky. And this just cooks up. You can cook it without oil. I just find that the oil adds a little more flavor to it. And after I flip it over from a minute or two of cooking, the other side will start getting a little more golden brown spots on it. The second side, and I can flip it again if I want both sides to be that way, but the one side, the belly side that has is a little bit softer is usually the side you're going to spread your honey or hummus or whatever you want to use onto it. Yeah, I'm going to need quite a bit more flour here because it is so sticky as I knead this a little bit. And when I make this, I don't have to cook it all up at once. There's no leavening in it. It is an unleavened flatbread, similar to what any of the ancient people might have done if they were making any type of a flatbread. Let me just add some more flour here. I'm going to scoop up a little bit more because I do think it needs more flour. I like using my little dusting wand. It does get my flour out there evenly. Okay, so I'm going to be kneading this. Don't girls always want a wand? If only it was magical, huh? And normally what you then do is form it into little balls so you can make them an even size. And you can make them fatter. This one is actually a little bit fatter. Or you can make them thinner, depending on what you're going to want to do with them afterwards. And when I make them up, I then roll each one out or press it flat to the size that I want it to be. And I can also take some of them and just put them in a plastic baggie in the refrigerator until I'm ready to use them later in the day, so that I can save some time later on. See how this one is now turning out with a little golden spot, so it's really just about done. And it's gonna be ready to be eaten. I can take my rolling pin, which also needs a little bit of flour on it, and roll out to do another one, as I am cooking them one at a time in my pan here. I think this is going to be a little too sticky still, so I'm going to add some more flour still. And so I just keep doing it till it comes out the way I want it to, and the thickness that I want it to, and then I'm ready to cook. And I can just flatten it and have it fat, or I can have it thinner. So as that one's done, I'm ready to put this one in, which is going to be a little bit thicker. And I can continue on until I have enough for whoever I'm serving that day. But I certainly hope you enjoy this, and think about trying barley sometime. It is healthy for you. It has a slightly different taste, but it helps us understand other cultures, and the flatbreads also do that, as well as to think back on the Bible times. So have a great day, and check out my website, KarenWhiting.com. Thanks.